Are you a talented footballer with the potential to go all of the way, but you've never been spotted or had a trial? Well, all you need to do is check out a brand new innovative business that I've started with my partners called Scout Size. It gives you a chance to get spotted by our network of scouts to try and get you a trial at a professional club. Scout Size places you in front of a professional scout who will assess your talent. You simply need to visit our website right now and upload your clips as directed. Our scouts will then view them and give you a full assessment. If you meet a certain criteria, your details will be sent to scouts at professional football clubs for them to come and see you play. It's as simple as that. So visit scoutsize.com right now and send in your clips, and a scout could be coming to watch you play at your next game. AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal. Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that will be linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Don't forget, if you're using Scout Size, use the code SE50 to get yourself that 50% discount. I know that a lot of you have been doing that, so get busy with that and before it ends. Also, don't forget, the Club World Cup begins this weekend. If you're interested, it seems like there's a real lack of interest in it at the moment. I don't really hear many people talking about it. There's been problems with ticket sales apparently as well. But listen, let's wait and see what happens. It starts this weekend. It's the reason for the delayed, or shall I say, the split transfer window, which closed the other day and reopens on Monday. It opens on Monday, the 16th of June, and then runs right through until the 1st of September. Although that's not really hindered a lot of business going on in the background. The news that seems to be everywhere today is all about Victor Gyokeres. In one way or another, he seems to be the centre of all the talks today. Of course, he's not going to be at Sporting come the end of this transfer window. I think that's one thing we are definitely guaranteed of. There's a big feud going on between him and the president at the moment. He even posted yesterday, let me see if I forget his post up, on his Instagram. And this was in response to the president saying that, he never agreed to, no sort of low fee for him. And that, basically he said that he's not going to be threatened. He's not going to be blackmailed by Gyokeres and his agent. Gyokeres put out on his Instagram yesterday, there's a lot of talks at the moment. Most of it is false. I will speak when the time is right. That's what he put on his Instagram yesterday. It's getting really ugly between him and Sporting. Shouldn't have to end that way when, he's helped them to win 2 titles in the last 2 years. But it is getting very, very horrible over there at Sporting. And, he talks about things being false. But is this false? This rumour that has emerged today that Gyokeres, a bid has been put in by Arsenal for Victor Gyokeres. Now, these reports come from the Portuguese outlet called Mass Football, and they claim that Arsenal made a first offer for Victor Gyokeres, reported to be around about 55 million euros. That's about 46.8 million pounds, plus 10 million euros in add-ons. That's around about 8.5 million. And that has been promptly rejected by Sporting, who are said to want at least 80 million euros. That's around about, that's just under 70 million pounds. That is the fee that they are looking for Victor Gyokeres. Remember, 27 years of age now, just recently turned. Mass Football also go on to claim that Arsenal will make an improved offer of around about 70 million euros plus bonuses. That's around about 59.6 million pounds. So again, that will be under what Sporting are looking for Victor Gyokeres. But this is what they're claiming. Another Portuguese newspaper, The Record, they claim that the offer was made yesterday at a meeting between Andrea Berta, of course, the sporting director of Arsenal, and an Arsenal lawyer was also said to be in attendance, and the general director of football, Bernardo Palmeiro. They were supposed to have had a meeting yesterday in Spain, in Menorca, and that is when this bid was put forth. Now, is this true? Who knows? I mean, I'm getting very skeptical on the whole thing. There's so much going on around Victor Gyokeres at the moment between him, the club, the agent. Is this the agent putting this out there to try and hasten the deal? Or is this correct? And Arsenal have made this bid for Gyokeres. Now, the thing is, it doesn't look like Arsenal have closed the door on a bid for Gyokeres. It's looked like Sesko is the favourite, but it's gone a bit quiet on Sesko over the past few days. And it's funny, we were discussing this yesterday on Talking Transfers. It was a great show yesterday with me, James and Laurie, where I was sort of explaining that, listen, lots of little things go on in the background. It can be the club, Sporting, throwing this out there to, it could be the agent throwing this out there to try and, get some sort of deal done for Gyokeres. It could be Gyokeres himself. It could be even Arsenal putting it out there because they, maybe they want to get the deal done for Sesko. So they're sort of, reminding Sesko that, listen, hey, if you don't hurry up and sort yourself out, we'll move for Gyokeres. Who knows? Certainly at the moment, I've not seen any reports from many other people apart from what's coming out of Portugal. Of course, Sporting is in Portugal. But this is one to watch. But they're reporting that Arsenal put in a bid yesterday for Gyokeres, and that bid was rejected. But Arsenal are going to return with another bid. Very, very interesting to see how this one develops. Will Arsenal turn to Gyokeres instead of Sesko? Because as I said, it has gone a bit quiet on the Sesko front over the recent few days. The one thing I know, I want to see one of those strikers in an Arsenal shirt before pre-season kicks off. One of them, That's what I want to see. And we did the poll, I think it's about over a week ago now, and most of you would like to see Gyokeres. So if this is true, the majority of people will be getting their wish. We're going to have to wait and see how it pans out. There's another player that Arsenal being linked with today from Sporting, and his name is Jenny Katamo. He's a Mozambique player. You don't really get many players playing in Europe from Mozambique, but he is a Mozambique international, plays for Sporting, had a good season last year, plays predominantly as a right wing back, but can play on either flank. He can play left or right, even though he played predominantly there last year. Of course, title winner with Sporting CP. Really had a good season. Quick, really, really good dribbler of the ball. And when you think about it, I know we're looking for a left winger, but also he can play on the right, he can play on the left. That means he could back up Saka if needed be on that right-hand side. If not, he can be on that left-hand side. Lots of Premier League clubs looking at him because he really is an emerging talent. Newcastle are said to be interested, Aston Villa, Everton, Wolves. I've seen abroad that Atletico Madrid are interested in him. And listen, Sporting know that. And yet again, Sporting have one of these mega release clauses pinned to him. Release clause said to be £51 million. Good luck with getting that one, Sporting. Absolutely no chance. Probably worth about half of that. But that's the release clause on him. Could Arsenal make a move for him? Listen, I've seen the links for this. I've seen it everywhere. Just don't think he's the player that moves the dial for Arsenal in that left-hand position. Remember, we've still got Martinelli there. We've still got Trossard there. For me, whoever's coming in that position has to be someone that's going to move the dial. If not, someone that's going to be fairly cheap. They've got this big release clause on him and so many other clubs are chasing him. I'm not too sure if Arsenal will make a move for this, but they're said to be closely monitoring him. That's according to Court Offside. They're the one that's gone big with this today. So, again, one to watch in the transfer window. Let's see. I think the player that many people would like to see come in is Rodrygo of Real Madrid. Now, it's really interesting yesterday that Gabriel Magalhaes, who, by the way, he was doing an interview and said that he will be fit and ready for pre-season. So that's great news for Arsenal to get him back. Of course, he just got a new contract signed the other day. He admitted yesterday in an interview that he would love to see Arsenal sign Rodrygo. He even said that he sort of mentioned it to the sporting director about Rodrygo. He described him as an absolute phenomenon, and he said that, listen, I would love, if he said it was down to me, he said, I'd sign him. Obviously, Brazilian teammate, maybe he's going to say that. But listen, Rodrygo would be that dial mover. That would be the type of player I think every Arsenal player would be excited to see come in. Remember, though, a few days ago, he posted that picture of him in training with the caption, happy, right? He's set to have talks with Xabi Alonso to discuss his position. He's also in the squad for the Club World Cup that kicks off this weekend. I think this is going to be critical. How much game time he gets in the Club World Cup. How does he play in the Club World Cup? That might determine his future. If he goes and tears it up at the Club World Cup, he may decide to stay. If he goes and has a sort of lackluster time at the Club World Cup, you know, Madrid may consider selling him. This is one, I described this yesterday on Talking Transfers. This is one of these signings that I describe as a circumstance-related signing. It's going to depend on circumstances as to whether he leaves or not. Because the player, you can clearly see he would like to stay at Real Madrid. That's his preference, is to stay. But if Real Madrid sense that, you know what, we've got so much strength in depth up front, we can afford to lose him and get a load of money in for him. And, you know, they always outlaying a lot of money on players, of lots of wages. They've got Trent Alexander-Arnold's wages now on top of Mbappe and players like that. It could be down to the club deciding that, you know what, actually, we will cash in on him. I really do think that this is a deal that if it did get done, could be one of those that goes on throughout the summer. Don't look for something like this to get done quickly. Certainly, definitely, you're not going to see any movement on this until after the Club World Cup, which finishes in the middle of July. So you'll probably be hearing lots of rumours around it. But Rodrygo, Gabriel would love to see him. So would I. That would be a great signing. As a matter of fact, let's do a poll today. Do you think Arsenal could sign Rodrygo this summer? Yes or no? Yes, they can sign Rodrygo, or no, no chance of signing Rodrygo. Love to hear from you in the comments. Let's do a poll on it and we'll see what we think will happen with that potential signing. But certainly, you may see you get Gyokeres, Rodrygo, Saka. I mean, that's the type of thing I want to see. But Robbie, just slow down, slow down. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. We'll be back tomorrow as usual. We're here every single day until the transfer window closes on the 1st of September. So keep it locked here on AFTV. Also, check out Talking Transfers that we did yesterday. Excellent show. We really delved deep into a lot of the rumours going around. So make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.